Franz Kafka was a Bohemian novelist and short story writer, widely regarded as one of the major figures of 20th-century literature. He combined his work with elements of realism and fantasy. He wrote about isolated protagonists struggling with strange or surreal obstacles and incomprehensible bureaucratic forces. His best-known works include The Metamorphosis, The Trial, and The Castle. Kafka was born to a middle-class Jewish family in Prague in 1883. He spoke German as his first language but was also fluent in Czech. Kafka received a secular education and went on to study law at Charles University in Prague. However, he was not particularly interested in a law career and instead began writing short stories and novels in his spare time. Kafka's works often deal with themes of isolation, bureaucracy, and the search for meaning and purpose in life. They are characterized by their dark, absurdist humor and their portrayal of characters struggling to cope with seemingly insurmountable challenges. Kafka's writing style is known for its use of complex, often dreamlike imagery and symbolism, as well as its use of stream-of-consciousness techniques. Although Kafka's works were not widely recognized during his lifetime, they have had a profound influence on literature and popular culture and have been widely studied and analyzed by scholars and critics. Today, Kafka is considered one of the greatest writers of the 20th century and his works have been translated into more than 50 languages.
Czech cuisine is a diverse and flavorful style of cooking that has evolved over the centuries, drawing influences from a range of neighboring countries and cultures. It is characterized by a focus on hearty, filling dishes that often include meat, vegetables, and grains. One of the most iconic and widely recognized dishes in Czech cuisine is pork, cabbage, and dumplings. This dish is often served as a main meal, and it is a staple of Czech cuisine. Other popular dishes in Czech cuisine include roasted duck with sauerkraut and dumplings, goulash, a hearty stew made with meat and vegetables, and schnitzel, a breaded and fried cutlet. These dishes are often accompanied by a variety of side dishes, such as boiled potatoes or boiled dumplings. Soups are also an important part of Czech cuisine, and there are many different types of soup that are popular in the Czech Republic. Some of these include chicken noodle soup, beef and vegetable soup, and lentil soup. Bread is also a staple in Czech cuisine, and it is often served with meals. In addition to savory dishes, Czech cuisine also includes a variety of sweet pastries and desserts. Some popular examples include kolache, a type of sweet pastry filled with fruit or cheese, fruit dumplings, and a variety of cakes and cookies. Overall, Czech cuisine is characterized by its hearty, filling dishes and its emphasis on traditional ingredients and techniques.
Czech cinema has a rich history that stretches back over 100 years, and it has produced many notable filmmakers and films. One of the most famous Czech filmmakers is Milos Forman, who directed films such as One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and Amadeus. Forman was born in the Czech Republic and began his career making films in the Czechoslovak New Wave movement of the 1960s. Other notable Czech filmmakers include Jan Bankmajer, whose surrealist films often explored themes of the subconscious and the absurd, and Jiří Menzel, whose films often focused on everyday life in Czechoslovakia during the communist era. Czech cinema has also produced a number of internationally successful films, such as The Shop on Main Street, which won the Academy Award for Best Foreign Language Film in 1966, and Kolia, which won the Academy Award for Best Foreign Language Film in 1997. In recent years, Czech cinema has continued to thrive, with a number of talented filmmakers and actors making their mark on the international stage. Some notable contemporary Czech films include The Fifth Horseman as Fear, The Painted Bird, and Autumn Spring.
As the plane descended into the city of Prague, I couldn't help but feel a sense of excitement wash over me. I had always heard about the beauty and history of this city, and now I was finally going to experience it for myself. After checking into my hotel and getting settled, I set out to explore the city. My first stop was the iconic Charles Bridge, which spans the vault of the river and connects the Old Town and the Lesser Town. The bridge is lined with Baroque-style statues, and the views of the river and the city are breathtaking. From the bridge, I made my way to the Old Town Square, where I marveled at the stunning architecture of the Old Town Hall and the Tin Church. I also stopped by the astronomical clock, which has been ticking away since the 15th century and is a popular tourist attraction. Next, I headed to Prague Castle, which sits atop a hill overlooking the city. The castle is home to a number of important cultural and historical landmarks, including St. Vitus Cathedral, which is known for its Gothic architecture and stunning stained glass windows. I spent hours wandering the castle grounds, taking in the stunning views of the city and learning about the rich history of the area. After a long day of sightseeing, I decided to take a break and grab a bite to eat. I found a cozy little restaurant in the Jewish quarter and indulged in some traditional Czech cuisine, including roast pork with dumplings and sauerkraut. As the sun began to set, I made my way back to my hotel, feeling grateful for the opportunity to experience such a beautiful and historic city. I couldn't wait to see what else Prague had to offer, and I knew that this trip was just the beginning of a lifelong love affair with this beautiful city.
Cappadocia is a region located in central Anatolia, Turkey. It is known for its unique landscape, which is characterized by unusual rock formations and underground cities. The region is located on a plateau, and the rock formations are the result of centuries of erosion. The most famous of these formations are the fairy chimneys, which are tall, thin spires of rock that have been shaped by the wind and rain. The underground cities of Cappadocia were carved out of the rock and were used as places of refuge in times of danger. The most well-known of these is the Derinkuyu underground city, which was used by early Christians to refuge. The underground cities were equipped with everything necessary for long-term habitation, including living quarters, storage areas, and even stables for animals. Cappadocia is a popular destination for hot air balloon rides, as the area has a particularly scenic and photogenic landscape. The hot air balloon rides offer stunning views of the region's rock formations and underground cities and are a popular activity for tourists. In addition to hot air balloon rides, there are many other activities to do in Cappadocia. The region's landscape is ideal for outdoor activities, such as hiking and rock climbing, and there are a number of trails and routes that wind through the region's rocky terrain. Horseback riding is also a popular activity in Cappadocia, as the region's gently rolling hills and wide open spaces make for an enjoyable ride. Cappadocia is also home to a number of artisanal shops, selling everything from ceramics to textiles. The region is known for its delicious food, which includes dishes such as kebabs and flatbread.
Ataturk was born in the Ottoman Empire in 1881, in the city of Selanik. From a young age, Ataturk showed an interest in military affairs and received a military education. In 1905, Ataturk graduated from the military academy in Istanbul and was commissioned as a lieutenant in the Ottoman army. He quickly rose through the ranks and became known for his intelligence and leadership abilities. During World War I, Ataturk served as a commander on the Gallipoli Peninsula, where he led the Ottoman army to victory against the Allied forces in a famous and hard-fought battle. After the war, Ataturk became involved in the Turkish War of Independence, which was fought against the occupying forces of the Allied powers. Ataturk was appointed commander-in-chief of the National Army and led a successful campaign against the occupying forces. In 1923, he declared the Republic of Turkey, becoming its first president. As president, Ataturk implemented a series of sweeping reforms that modernized and westernized the country. He established a new alphabet based on the Latin script, which replaced the Arabic alphabet that had been used previously. He also introduced a new legal system and established a secular government, separating religion from state affairs. Ataturk promoted education and women's rights and implemented policies that helped to improve the economy and improve living standards for the people of Turkey. Ataturk was a strong leader who was deeply committed to the development and modernization of his country. He was a visionary and a forward-thinking statesman who is remembered as a transformational figure in Turkish history. His legacy continues to be celebrated in Turkey to this day, and he is revered as a national hero.
first place to visit in Istanbul is the historic Sultanahmet district, which is home to many of the city's most famous landmarks. At the heart of the district is the Hagia Sophia, a stunning architectural masterpiece that was once a church, then a museum, and is now a mosque. Next, tourists should visit the Blue Mosque, which is just a short walk from the Hagia Sophia. This beautiful mosque is named for the thousands of blue tiles that adorn its walls, and it is a popular place for tourists to take photos. Another popular tourist destination in Istanbul is the Grand Bazaar, a sprawling market with over 4,000 shops selling everything from spices and textiles to jewelry and souvenirs. Visitors can haggle with the merchants and sample local delicacies as they wander through the maze of stalls. For a taste of modern Istanbul, tourists can visit the trendy neighborhood of Beyoğlu, which is known for its vibrant nightlife and lively streets. Here, visitors can find an array of restaurants, bars, and clubs, as well as the famous Istiklal Avenue, a pedestrian-only street lined with trendy boutiques and street performers. No trip to Istanbul would be complete without a visit to the Bosphorus, the strait that separates Europe and Asia. There are many ways to experience the Bosphorus, including taking a cruise on a traditional wooden boat, or visiting one of the many parks and mansions that line the shore. Overall, Istanbul is a city with endless possibilities for tourists, and these are just a few of the many touristic areas that visitors can explore. Whether you are interested in history, culture, or just soaking up the atmosphere of a vibrant city, Istanbul has something for everyone.
One of the most iconic dishes in Turkish cuisine is the kebab, thin slices of marinated meat such as lamb or beef, grilled on a skewer and served with a variety of accompaniments. These may include rice, as well as a range of vegetables such as tomatoes, onions, and peppers. Appetizers, a selection of small dishes, is another integral part of Turkish cuisine. These may include a range of items such as olives, cheese, spreads, and small salads. Dolma, stuffed vegetables such as peppers or eggplants, filled with a mixture of rice, herbs, and sometimes ground meat, is also a popular choice. Rice dishes are also a staple of Turkish cuisine, with pilaf being a particularly well-known example. This dish consists of rice cooked in broth and flavored with a range of aromatic spices and is often accompanied by meat or vegetables. In terms of sweets, baklava, a pastry made with layers of phyllo dough and filled with nuts and sweetened with syrup or honey, is perhaps the most famous. However, Turkish cuisine also boasts a range of other desserts. Soups, stews, flatbreads, and pastries are also popular in Turkish cuisine. Yogurt and yogurt-based sauces are often served with Turkish dishes, and tea is a popular beverage. Overall, Turkish cuisine is a vibrant and flavorful culinary tradition that is sure to tantalize the taste buds of food enthusiasts around the world.
It was a beautiful day in Ankara, and a group of friends decided to spend the day exploring the city's many museums. The friends started their day at the Ankara Citadel, a majestic fortress that sits atop a hill overlooking the city. They learned about the history of the citadel, which had served as a military stronghold for centuries. Next, the friends headed to the Museum of Anatolian Civilizations, which is home to one of the most comprehensive collections of ancient artifacts in the world. They saw ancient pottery, jewelry, and tools from the Hittite, Phrygian, and Roman empires, and they were amazed by the incredible craftsmanship of these ancient civilizations. After lunch, the friends visited the War of Independence Museum. They saw exhibits on the heroes of the war, and the founder of the Republic of Turkey. They also saw weapons and uniforms from the war. Finally, the friends ended their day at the Ethnography Museum, which is dedicated to the diverse cultures and traditions of the Turkish people. They saw traditional clothing, crafts, and household items from various regions of the country, and they learned about the unique customs and traditions of each culture. As the sun set on their day of museum hopping, the friends reflected on all that they had learned about the history and culture of Turkey. They were grateful for the chance to explore the museums of Ankara and gain a deeper understanding of this fascinating country. They knew that they would be back to continue their journey of learning and discovery in the future.
Hard shadow. It basically supports the emotion of tension, uncertainty, and fear. The light composition forces the eyes to focus on the most important place of the action. Everything else is unimportant, suppressed by shadows. Soft shadow. The object is evenly lit and no sharp contrasting transitions are created. Scenes lit in this way are easy, romantic, and clear. Focal glow. Spot or conical illumination enhances the drama of the moment and, like the hard shadow, promotes emotion and fast orientation on the action. Floodlight also belongs to the focal glow group, lights for looking. Using shadow, it enhances the story, but at the same time it allows orientations throughout the whole story. Direct color is exciting, energetic, violent, passionate, strong, powerful, and associated with the imagination of fire, blood, and danger. On the contrary, the green color represents new beginnings and growth, renewal and abundance, and also envy, jealousy, lack of experience, a harmonizing and stable effect. Raster and vector pictures are common parts of our lives. We meet them on a daily basis in a street, while working on a computer, in mobile phones, on advertising flyers, as well as on a printed t-shirt or on items of daily use. The beginning of all these is in vector or raster graphics. Raster graphics give a picture a realistic nature. It is defined by a grid of pixels and their color. It is represented mainly in photographs. Vector graphics comprise curves. They are often black and white or less colored, and they do not look completely realistic. In vector graphics, we work with lines and objects and respective anchor points. The differences between raster and vector graphics can be seen in the following images. At first glance, we can say that the first image is realistic and multicolored. It can be easily edited and adjusted. However, what will happen if we enlarged it? We can see a grid of individual image points or pixels. A pixel is the unit for digital raster graphics. The quality or resolution of an image is therefore expressed as the number of pixels or points per unit of length and is known as DPI, dots per inch. The invention of letterpress in the 15th century was a fundamental change for Europe in how books were produced. Johannes Gutenberg's improvements in printing technology made the process of book production much quicker and increased the number of copies produced. Within half a century, printing technology had spread from Germany to other European countries. The result of the increased availability of books on the European market was the first information revolution in spreading knowledge and learning. The essential principle of this technology persisted until the 20th century, when it was replaced by much more effective offset printing. Printing is based on the repeated use of movable types. At the beginning of the process, a negative matrix of individual letters were carved into hard metal. This negative matrix was then imprinted into copper and inserted into a hand-casting machine. A metal alloy of lead, tin and antimony was melted in a furnace and then poured into a casting machine to make the type. Finished types had to be smoothed by hand.
Today, we are going to shoot a video program. An actor is in front of a camera. The camera is on a tripod. The camera is operated by a cameraman. The basic movements of the camera are called pan and tilt. The camera has a lens. The picture is projected through the lens on a sensor. The sensor is composed of light-sensitive cells. The digital camera captures the scene in front of the camera and transfers the light from the scene into an electrical signal. This transfer is called OETF, Optoelectrical Transformative Function. Digital data in the camera is stored on a memory card. We shoot in television standard HD, high definition. The resolution of a HD picture is 1920 to 1080 pixels. The sound technician holds a microphone and records sound. The long pole with the microphone is called a boom. Since the second half of the 1990s, computers have enabled us to record and edit digital audio tracks. Before that, the entire recording process was done with analog audio tape or a cassette. The usage of computers changed the recording medium to its hard drive. To start our work in the DAW, we have to open a new project. We have to name the project and choose a directory where it will be saved. Within this step, we also need to set the bitrate and sampling frequency of the audio files. The sampling frequency tells us how many samples are being taken in 1 second. The 44.1 kHz sampling frequency rate means that 44,100 samples of sound are taken per second. The higher the sampling frequency, the better the quality of recording.
Let's learn imperative with classroom rules. Be kind. Be ready to learn. Listen carefully. Be clean and tidy. Help one another. Use the verbs at the beginning of your sentence.
Seasons, months, and days in English.
Seasons: spring, summer, autumn, and winter. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. For more, please visit storylandproject.com.